It's different, when you're the head coach, because obviously you want the defense to do well, but you want the offense to do as well. But I think we're taking strides defensively with just the mental energy, the intensity that we need. And I'll know more obviously when I go and I assess the film. Offensively, not pleased at all. I didn't think we were physical at the line of scrimmage. I was disappointed in the way our offensive line came off the football. Disappointed with our running backs, and obviously our receivers have a long way to go. So, to finish out the last portion of spring, our offense needs to step up. Somebody needs to take ownership. But, defensively the same thing, but I liked the way they flew around. I thought it was a tremendous teaching opportunity with all the different situations. Now we can go back on Monday and really have a lot of things to teach in terms of situational football. And that's so much part of it, is the intelligence factor that really goes into playing football.
You were hoping the coaches could sort of back off a little bit. At least that was the thought going into this. Were you able to accomplish that?
Yeah, I do. We're as competitive as anyone, especially this staff. But I wanted to really just put the players out there and let them play and really see what they can do. How can they think for themselves, get lined up, make the appropriate checks without the coaches. So I thought today was extremely productive. And it's days like this, you spend an inordinate amount of time of practicing and fundamentals, but really there's no substitute to really playing football and all the different scenarios that come up from down and distance and game situations. And great teach day today.
You're replacing about half a dozen draft picks on offense. How much are the struggles on offense kind of what you expected, and how much you're maybe a little surprised by this guy?
Well, it's what I expected. We're going through a process, and I expect the defense to be a little bit ahead of the offense. But the thing that we're not going to sacrifice or compromise is a level of physicality, energy, and leadership. And it is what it is. We wish them the best. They're no longer in our football program. They're moving on to careers in the National Football League, which is great. But somebody's got to step up and play offense here come first game versus Austin Peay.
But did you feel like the receivers have maybe taken a couple small steps forward coming into today? You talked about Kareem.
Yeah, I did, and I thought it's situations like the overtime period, and we're down by 8, and it's 4th and 4. And Jason Kroom comes and the ball's thrown behind him, and he makes a great play to extend the drive. Those are all situations that obviously really help you get better. I think Jason continues to get progressed, but our receivers are not what we expect, at all in our offense.
The completion percentage I didn't think was really good. Are you concerned with the accuracy of your quarterbacks right now, or is there more to it?
Well, I am concerned about the completion percentage, and so much lends itself on the shoulders of the quarterback, but it's more than that. It's really the wideouts making the proper route adjustments. It's the proper depths. It's rhythm and spacing and timing. It's running backs. It's protection. It's tight ends. So everything goes into that completion percentage, but that's why we practice, and that's why especially this week is obviously critical in continuing to evolve in Team 117.
Coach, how did both of them balance the quarterbacks, just managing things and huddle then?
I thought for the most part they managed it well, but again, we're still not there yet, where they're full in command presence in terms of barking out, the cadence, the signals, really the alpha male, barking out down and distance, when something's wrong, getting you in the right formation, all those things. And I think that comes with time, but we don't have time. And so again, those are all great teaching aids that we'll use when we come back to work on Monday.
With Nathan in particular, how tough is it to gauge what he's doing with skills you guys?
Well, it's hard. It's extremely challenging, but again, I just want to see how he responds.
But you had a situation where there was a little scuffle. I think you told Vereen to take his helmet off and his pads off. Was that a permanent thing, or just for that series? Did he ever come back?
He did come back, and everything is a teaching moment. Obviously, with the rules changing in college football right now, that the fighting rule and all that, and a 1-game suspension, that was an opportunity to make a point, not to him, but the entire football team. I know this about Corey Vereen. He's of high character. He felt awful about it, and everything was his demeanor when I called him over there. He knew what he'd done wrong, and so he knew, and that was a great teaching point, and I bet you it never happens with that young man again. It was a great teaching point, and a great teaching point for the entire team.
Did you say anything to him afterward, after you announced that over the microphone? Did you talk to him?
Oh yeah, I called him over, just like I do everyone, and I want to get their take, and he knew right away, Coach, I was wrong. and all that. And so he understood, and I made a point of it. But move on, and he's earned that right with the way he's worked. He's a high school senior right now, trying to give everything that he has. So sometimes I like a little emotion. It's just curved the right way.
The faculty appreciation thing that day, what was the idea behind?
Well, it's an opportunity to give back. We have such great faculty and staff here, and to have the support that we had from our faculty and staff and come out. And those are the little things, we talk about being one family, one Tennessee, and we have a great respect, for the advisors and professors and everyone, and it's student athletes, and it's student first, then athlete. And then, on top of that is our players had to hand deliver the invites to today, and have over 150 individuals here, I believe. It was a great day, and a great deal for a university community coming together.
The energy that the defense showed, is that something that's been building with the practices, or was that more unique to today?
No, it's been building, and it's been coached. Name me a great defense that doesn't play with an energy level, and so that's been ongoing, that's been working in progress, and I'm really encouraged by what I saw in terms of that. But so much is, it's great, you can't have fake energy. And how do you find fake energy? You take the field and you give up a big play. It's how you respond. Great defenses, you're not always going to go 3 and out, although we had 9 3 and outs today. But you're not going to go 3 and out all the time, so it's how you respond. It's that snap and clear mentality that we talk about.
Butch, you talk about the teaching points, sorry, man. And you call guys out by name on penalties, and you did a lot of coaching. I noticed down at the 3-yard line, or the 2-yard line, the -2. How valuable are these settings for you guys in terms of teaching points and establishing the culture?
Big. It is a culture, and it's an expectation. And I said it, our margin of error with this football team is very slim. You all see it. We all know. Let's not hide between it. We know. We can be a good football team, but our margin of error is extremely small. It's very small. It's limited. So we can't have turnovers. We can't have penalties. And our players understand that. But every time out here is a teaching moment. I'm going to say it. I'm going to continue to say it. Our kids have been outstanding. They've been willing. They've been eager. They want more. They want to learn. So again, when you have that, you can accomplish good things and get better. And I see that.
Coach, with your defensive line, I know you're disappointed in the offensive line's physicality. Did the defensive line benefit from that today, or did you see more out of your defensive line?
I saw more out of our front seven. I thought our linebackers were extremely active with Sapp and Johnson especially. I thought they were active. They played downhill. It's a line of scrimmage game, and I thought our defensive line won the line of scrimmage game. But we still need to develop more of an edge presence to our defense, the ability to rush the passer.
Coach, Sapp kind of turned the corner.
You know what? He's been amazing. I kind of chuckle, but he's done everything right. He's done anything and everything that we've asked of him. He's a starter on our punt team. He would be a starter on every single special teams. He just does things right now. He's taking coaching, and he's really taking care of the little things, the fine details. And you know what? He's been a joy to coach so far.
Coach, the disappointment with the run game, was that more on the offensive line, or was it something the backs were doing specifically?
It's a combination of everyone. Everyone wants to point just towards the O-line, but an effective run team, which we've been for a number of years, it's all 11 guys. It's the quarterback carrying out his run fake, making the right progression in whether to deal the ball or run the ball. It's receivers blocking downfield. It's tight ends. It's everyone. But we missed a couple big time cuts that really, they were a -2 yard gain, and when you run the football, you can't have negative yardage plays, and they should have been 8 to 10 yard plays if we keep our eyes up. And again, those are teaching moments, and I know our running backs are extremely prideful, and we challenge them and they'll come back.
Which I think he's vertical the way you want them to. Are they too much dancing?
They're getting vertical. Each individual has a little bit more to do than the other, but I think the big thing is your eyes up and trusting your eyes. You're letting your instincts take over. You're really being disciplined with your eyes to do your run reads.
But those guys being upperclassmen, have they been receptive to
They've been great.
adjustments?
Yeah, they've been great.
You identified any deep threats among your receivers?
Ongoing. I still think Alton Howard could be a playmaker for us, but he has to get himself in much better shape, not only physically but mentally. But I see him as a playmaker. I think Jason Kroon's coming along, but we still have a long way to go there.
Lardy has a chance to handle punting, kickoff, and place kicker for you.
The best, just like anything on a team, the best kicker, the best punter, it's going to be the one we put on the field. And that's the thing that probably we have to also take huge strides when we talk about our margin of error being very slim. Is we got to cash in on points. We can't have missed field goals. Now, a 50-yard field goal, a 40-yard field goal, that's a law of percentages. But anywhere, 35 and in, we have to be automatic. Those are points that we need to have.
Those two guys overall this spring, Dar and Pilardi, how would you assess them?
Work in progress.
You got halfway through this process, I guess, now. You mentioned the depth chart, I think, before spring practice started, and the whole alpha dog thing with the quarterback. I mean, do you sense that they've got maybe a sense of urgency with 2 weeks left in this whole process to come out of camp with a number one ranking, or does it matter?
Well, we're earning that depth chart each and every day, but they better have a sense of urgency, and if they don't, they should have it after today, and I can promise you they'll have it on Monday. But they do. They understand the importance, and they're all prideful, and they're extremely competitive, and that's what I've loved about this football team. But we know we have a lot of work to do, but that's why you practice, and that's why we'll come back with a workmanlike mentality on Monday.
But it looked like the defense was reacting quicker. I mean, my memory goes back to last season when it was probably the slowest defense in the SEC. They seem to be reacting quicker and moving better today.
I agree with you. The thing that I liked today is I liked the level of physicality by our defense, but I liked our overall speed. I liked the instinctualness of our defense. If every time I look, we call it ball piles, getting 11 balls to the football, and swarming to the football. And I saw more 11 guys to the football today than I have all spring. And you're exactly right. I think we played a lot faster today on defense.
Butch, with Harris and Dallas, anything significant there?
No, Vince was all precautionary, so he was held. With Paul, we're thinking a hamstring right now. We'll know a little bit more, obviously, when I get in there, and then Sunday, and then moving forward. But nothing. The great thing is, as a coach, you always worry about these days because you want to play with a level of physicality, but you're also worried about injuries because injuries are part of the game. But what we came through today with very relative small numbers of injuries in regards to being out and all that. So that was great to see. All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for the great weather too.